Today, my car is legal, and it's because of a war I am thousands of miles away from. The Iran War. The Iran War has sparked a major fuel crisis, which has effectively transformed the entire world.
In response to the fuel crisis, the government of Myanmar has devised a plan to minimize fuel usage, and it is as follows. Cars with a number plate starting with odd numbers can only go out on odd days, whilst even numbers can only go out on even days. With that regulation, the city of Yangon has been completely transformed.
With restrictions on fuel distribution, cars have been piling up in front of gas stations, the lines sometimes stretching across entire roads. They start forming in the early hours of the morning, continuing late into the night as drivers wait for their turn without even knowing if they will be able to get fuel. Some stations impose limits on how much each vehicle can purchase, while others shut down entirely once their stock is depleted. This is Umyo, a car owner whose license plate starts with an even number. While he acknowledges some of the benefits of the odd-even system, he also shares his concerns about its downsides and the challenges it creates for drivers like him. This is Uja, who has been working as the taxi driver for the past 6 years. With taxis being exempt from the odd-even rule, Uja initially anticipated that he might earn more income. However, the rising fuel prices, the long hours spent waiting in line for fuel, and customers opting out of rides due to his increased fares have had the opposite effect, creating unexpected challenges for his daily work and earnings. This is May, a school bus driver for a private school whose license plate starts with an even number. Despite having documentation identifying her vehicle for school transport and expecting to navigate the odd-even rule without issues, May has faced significant challenges, so much so that one episode even led to her being arrested. She shares her story of struggling firsthand with the system and expresses her frustration with how inconvenient and unfair the system is.
Lots of officers, I don't know where they're from. There are some soldiers even. And I got scared. Like they just dragged me off the car and they literally, you know how big of a deal is this? Like if you're out here driving an even car on an odd day, so it was bizarre, you know. And they literally took my driving license and they pulled me up with a record, and I some say that all those charges that I'm on, you'll be this, you'll be that, whatever thing. I cannot remember because I was so nervous. I had kids on my car, I had students on my car, so like the only thing I want is to like just quickly send them home back, because no, I don't want to get in trouble and everything. So yes, it was one hell of a day. Like seriously, I got like, they literally like scared me off. They literally threatened me that they're gonna drag me off to prison and all the stuff. Yeah, I did have one, but like they said like it's not, they doesn't count it, like it doesn't count. Like you have, your car has to like, you know, register to the country or something, like you're doing this and that, blah blah blah. So the registration that our school gave, like it doesn't work. You pay 30,000 jats, that's fine. But she told me that this is just the first time, so like she's just gonna let it slide with the fine, just a fine, and she's not gonna get me arrested. You know, like if not, if I do it again, and I'm gonna be in like prison or something.
In contrast, electric vehicle owners have remained unaffected by the odd-even rule. This is Unyi, an EV owner who is exempt from the system. While he has experienced little to no disruption to his daily transportation, he acknowledges the difficulties faced by the restricted drivers. Also commenting on the fuel crisis as a whole, he says that with an electric vehicle, access to a charging station, and a solar energy system installed at home, he has effectively been an exception, not only to the rule, but to the broader impacts of the fuel crisis.
EV ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်ကပုံမှန်သွားလို့ရတယ်ပုံမှန်ပြန်လာလို့ရတယ်ကျွန်တော်အိမ်မှာမီးစက်လည်းရှိပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော်မီးစက်နှိုးစရာမလိုပါဘူးကျွန်တော်မှာအိမ်မှာ solar နဲ့ inverter solar system နဲ့အဲဒီ inverter တက်ဆင်ထားပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်အဲဒီ electrical supply နဲ့အတွက်ကတော့ဒါအဆင်ပြေနေပါတယ်တခြားလူတွေအတွက်ကတော့နည်းနည်းဒုက္ခရောက်နိုင်တာလေးတွေအခက်အခဲရှိနိုင်တာလေးတွေရှိပါတယ်စီးပွားရေးလူမှုရေးတခြားအကြောင်းတော့အချိန်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုဟာတွေရှိနိုင်ပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကတော့ဘာမှမရှိပါဘူး။ကြာကနေပေးတဲ့ကုမ္ပဏီတွေကနေပေးတဲ့ power supply ကိုမိခိုးရတဲ့ဒုက္ခလျှော့ကျသွားပါတယ်အဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့တော့အဆင်ပြေပါတယ်
The odd-even rule and the broader fuel crisis reveals how policies intended to manage limited resources can unintentionally worsen existing inequalities. While some individuals are able to adapt or avoid disruptions, many bear the full weight of long waits, lost income, and constant uncertainty. Without more sustainable energy systems and without policies designed with fairness in mind, the same cycle will repeat. Until then, it remains up to us to listen, to document, and to make visible that all members of society have the right to cope fairly with crises.